Hi, my name is Kurt Anderson and I'm with the environmentalist group. Most of us depend on gasoline to take us to school every morning, whether it's in the car we drive or the bus we're on or whatever it is that gets us here. Ethanol is the biggest additive to that gasoline that we put in all our vehicles, with about at least 10% added to all gasoline, whether it's 87 octane or E85. I do have some experience with ethanol. I took some courses on environmental science as well as biofuels. I also had a friend in high school that made it in his backyard. As far-fetched as that sounds, it's that easy to make. Although most people don't know about it, ethanol actually affects many things in our lives, whether it's the food we pick up at the store or the air we breathe. In this speech I'll be talking about the pros and cons of ethanol as well as what ethanol is. Ethanol is made from crops, mostly corn and sugar cane. It also can be made from potatoes, rice, and barley. The U.S. Energy Information Commission stated that the U.S. consumes about 13 billion gallons of ethanol in 2010. The gas that we that most people use and put in their gas tanks is called E10, which is regular 87 octane. It contains 90% gas and 10% ethanol, which is why it's called E10. You only know that it's in the gas because there's going to be a sticker on the gas pump that says 10% ethanol. The other kind of gas that you can get is E85. This is the highest content of ethanol that you can put in your car. It's got 85% ethanol. These are kind of hard to find. They're not everywhere, so you might have to cruise around for a while to find a gas station that has it. Also, not all cars run on E85. You have to have a special engine to put it in. You'll know if your car has flex fuel on the back or if the gas cap says flex fuel. That just means that your engine's built to withstand ethanol. Now that we've talked about what ethanol is, I'm going to talk about the pros of using ethanol. The first main point of using ethanol is decreased dependence on foreign oil. The U.S. Energy Information Commission claimed that the U.S. consumes about 19 million barrels of crude oil a year. That equates to about 20 gallons of gasoline, which is about what you would find in the gas tank of a small SUV. So that would be about 19 million tanks of gas. Half of that crude oil is imported into the United States. Now, if you consider that all gasoline, or most gasoline, has at least 10% of ethanol in it, you've already cut that number down 10% because you're using ethanol instead of oil. Ethanol is safe, non-toxic, and it's made like liquor. It's actually the same distillation process. You can actually drink it if they didn't put additives in it. The additives they put in it make it toxic, and I think they do it just so you don't drink it, but it also makes it burn cleaner in your engine. Compared to gasoline, ethanol does burn cleaner. It has lower emissions than gasoline, according to the Energy Information Administration. Ethanol is also renewable. Gasoline is made from crude, so it eventually runs out. Once we're done, there's no more, but ethanol is made from crops, so we can keep growing ethanol. It'll never run out as long as we keep growing it. Now that we've talked about what ethanol is and the pros of using ethanol, I'm going to talk about the cons of using ethanol. The first main point that makes ethanol kind of bad is that ethanol is made from crops, so you're displacing what we're eating. So instead of growing food to put in our grocery stores, we're growing crops to make energy, and you're making the demand of these crops go up, which also makes the price go up. So we're seeing that in the grocery stores. Corn and sugarcane are the main crop. Since they're the main crop of ethanol, they're also the main crop and main ingredient to most groceries. According to the United Nations, global food prices increased 53% in 2010. Another con of using ethanol is the low energy output. Compared to gasoline, ethanol has about 1/3 less energy output than gasoline, which also reduces gas mileage and increases the amount of times that you're going to have to fill up. Consumer Reports tested E85 in a 2007 Chevy Tahoe, and they reported that the mileage dropped 6 miles per gallon on the highway and 2 miles per gallon in the city. To review what we've talked about what ethanol is and how we use it, the pros of using ethanol, and the cons of using ethanol. Now that I have shared this knowledge with all of you, we will all have a better idea of what fuel to use in your car the next time you go to the gas station and have to choose between regular E10 ethanol and E85 ethanol.